list of interesting tables which also deals with the end of days in Bible code. We are going to show with Professor Haralick nice, interesting tables which clearly show that the prophecies of the end of time come in Bible code. So before starting, let us read what Professor Haralick wrote in his site, torahcode.us, about this table. There are 3 ways to destroy Israel. One is to kill all the children of Israel. The second is to embrace Israel so that Israel becomes assimilated and indistinguishable from the rest of society. The third way is to tie it and constrain it so that Israel loses its freedom. Historically, in different cultures and in different times, these 3 ways have been attempted repeatedly. The struggle, which is in Hebrew Ma'avak, involved Israel. For the one who struggled with Israel, we have 3 possibilities: Ishmael, the Arabs definitely, the Arabim, and Amalek, the Amalekite, which is really the evil force, which are like Iran, it was the past Germany, the Nazis, those who were really to eradicate Israel from the world. We will form the most compact tables with each and determine the statistic significance. So let us start with this, the first one. So here you can see conflict, struggle with the Arabs in Israel. In red you can see the Hebrew word Ma'avak, or a small skip definitely. Then in blue you can see Arabim. This is the struggle with the Arabs, with Israel in green. So statistically written with the expected number of ELS equal letter skips, set to 10, so 10 in the line. The probability that the text from the ELS random placement text population would have as small as area table as the 1 probability produced by the Torah is 6 to 1,000. This is the chances of having this 3 words coming, so 6 to 1,000. Then we have the second one, which is the same struggle, but with the Amalekite, definitely very, very severe one, like we today, the terrorists and Iran, Hezbollah, Jihad, all this. Amalek, we say that Amalek is a title of people who Amlak, want to lick the Jewish life like dogs. So this is exactly Iran, Hezbollah, and all those enemies. So this is a struggle with Amalek, and here we see also, you can see in red the word Ma'avak, struggle, in blue Amalekite and Israel. Now this table, as is written here, statistically is 1515 to 10,000, which is 1.5 about 2,000, which is quite significant. So those tables were really found by Professor Robert Haralick. Then he found another one, which is to do with Ishmael. It is not so highly statistic, but you see it appears also here, struggle Israel and Ishmael. These are the 3 that he spoke about, that unfortunately all over history Jews went through this kind of struggles. So now let us carry on and see more interesting things which also have to do with prophecies about the end of time. So this is what Professor Haralick writes. This is really what I found. So he said, Rabbi Glazerson discovered that the location of these tables, as we saw before, also contain ELS, equal letters for Amalek and Jacob, in addition to the word for conflict as an extension that almost makes a sentence out of all the terms in the table. The extension literally means to whom, but its sense in Hebrew with a noun makes a question. Who is involved in the conflict of struggle with Israel, with Jacob? The answer is Amalek and Samael. Samael is the heavenly minister of Amalek. This is a power who want to wipe out Israel. Samael means like they want to blind God. They want Israel to be under the rulership of God. It's by the left, and Samael goes to the Gezer, the same letters, almost in the same. Because the leftists also, they don't believe in the Torah, not in Torah, not in God. So the same thing. So the development table is shown below. So you can see it, very interesting. You have here very interesting table. You have here Samael in the center, struggle in red, and Lemi, you see in blue is like Lemi, Amarak, with whom is this struggle? So the answer is in brown, Amalek, in yellow, Samael, with whom is the struggle? With Jacob and Israel, Jacob in blue and Israel in green. So, again, you have the other one, the table, which is also telling beyond people like an wholesome lion, Yakum will rise, and like a lion will be himself. So all this really have to do with very interesting phenomena of those troubles the Jews are going through, the struggles they are going through. This was fun. The verse running through the middle of the table is number 23, 24. The verse is one of the central prophecies of Balak. It is a prophecy about the future of Israel. Behold, the people will rise like an awesome lion, and like a lion he will lift himself above and shall not lie down until he eats of the prey and drinks the blood of the slain. Yeah, definitely. This is unfortunately what Jews had to do with their enemies. So, more. Now, what is in this one? So already we come to the real prophecies about the end of time, clearly. So he says that it noteworthy that this table has a relevant development as shown below. It has the year 5728, which is the year 1967, which corresponds to the 1968, which is 7 and 8 ago, which is the year the return Shuvah movement started in Israel. We know that after the Six-Day War, the Shuvah movement started very strong. Yeshivot were open because the Jews saw clearly the end of God, miracles. So many of them became religious Orthodox. And I was teaching really in this kind of yeshivot at the time. The first full year of Jewish sovereignty over Jerusalem was also 5728. The year 5768 has been alluded to in various sources as an especially significant time in the Geula process. Chida, Nachalat, Chila is one of the commentators, old one, long time ago. Nachalak, in his book Nachalak Dumim, it is interesting that he says the word Me'achefet in the beginning of Genesis, hovering, Genesis 1:2, as Gematria of 7 to 8. Very interesting. And in fact, it's written the hovering over the water. And the rabbi says that, Professor Haralick&Rabbi Matityahu Glazerson, the Spirit of God was hovering over the water. The Spirit of God is written that our rabbis tell us, Medrash Shabbat tells us, that this verse alludes to the Spirit of Messiah. The development table also has a term, Philistine, which is a term we use in Torah codes for Palestinians. So it's amazing what is written here. Israel will return at the end of days, 5, 7 to 8. And definitely this will be as a result of taking all these places the Philistines took, Jerusalem and Samaria and Judah. Amazing, clearly telling us, you can see beautifully, like in the center in blue you have the word Kesayamim, end of days. Then on the side you have in red a very small skip, I think maybe the smallest for Beni Shai, the son of Jesse. Yashubu will return back. Israel in green, and which year? Tafshin Kafchet, which is 1967, 7, 8, when returned back to our places, to Jerusalem. Jerusalem was definitely a long time ago. The Jewish state, the temples, first one and second one, definitely. So they got it back, the time came. And all this was taken from the Philistines, so the war that with the Philistines. So very interesting also. Then, this is really a table which Dr. Leib Schwarzman found, unbelievable. So he found at the end of days, when Jews will come back to their land, V'sharta ad Hashem Elokecha, when they will return, then they return to God. They will listen and obey, and they will do tshuva, they will add tshuva. Then again, Shavu Banai, the Shin of God, will return. But all those verses basically speak about Israel coming back to their land. This is really V'shav Kibitzcha, God will collect you, Shav Kibitzcha Mekol Ha'amim, from the nation which were spreading, right? God will bring Jews back to their land, El Aretz. So amazing, also fits with what we saw before. So altogether, very, very interesting table. Tables which clearly show that everything which is happening in the past, and the future is in the Torah, which is a blueprint of creation. So this is really the continuation of the first list of tables which we showed, many of them very significant, about Bible code, which really show prophecies about Israel, about everything which is going on in the world basically.